On the headlines this morning, more stakeholders call for restructuring of Nigeria. Youths urged to participate actively in nation building. IGP Idris loses suit seeking to stop Senate invitation. Germany to easy immigration laws to attract foreign job seekers. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Ngokoye. The senator representing Anambra Central in the National Assembly, Senator Victor Ume, has called for the restructuring of Nigeria to encourage competition and development. Senator Ume, who was commenting on the 58th independent anniversary of the country, noted that the country is richly blessed with enormous resources and human capital, but lamented that there are many frustrations in the country and made it clear that people cannot be forced to stay together where already they feel that they have been cheated by the status quo. Also speaking, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Awka Capital Development Agency, AGDA, Venerable Azoka Okwosa, urged political leaders to see the interest of the masses as their topmost priority and prayed for the nation to continue on the path of progress. A one-time chairman board of directors of the ABS, Professor Elochukwu Amuchazi, in his reaction said, Nigeria needs dedicated and committed leaders who would give selfless service. Professor Josephat Obuago, the immediate past provost, Federal College of Education Technical Omunze, in his reaction said Nigeria is still on course as, according to him, there are rooms for development, expansion, and better performance. Professor Obuago, however, called for steady nurturing of the nation's democracy and change of the value system. Nigerian leaders and the citizenry have been urged to work collectively to salvage the nation for its inherent problems. The Transition Committee Chairman of Agwata Council Area, Chief Eche Ezibe, made this call on the occasion of the 58th Independence Anniversary celebration at Ekulobia Township Stadium. Our correspondent Valentine Mbadoga completes the story.
Addressing the gathering, Chief Ezibe noted that active participation and positive contributions by Nigerians will produce the desired society. He called on government at the federal level and all elected government officials not to forget the labors of past heroes, describing the level of development recorded in Nigeria after 58 years of gaining sovereignty as below expectation. Chief Ezibe urged the youth not to lose hope, but rather to channel their energy towards achieving a better and brighter society, adding that respect, responsibility, and resourcefulness should be their watchword. The council chairman commended Governor Willie Obiano for his transformation programs and projects in the state and his multidimensional development approach, which he said has moved the state to a greater height.
Remember that children don't learn good citizenship skills from the air, but from the adult. So, be a role model. If we play our part by training our children well, their tomorrow will be brighter.
In his remark, the head of administration, Agwata Council Area, Dr. Tony Anadi, noted that the potentials of children and young ones are still untapped and called on both teachers, parents, corporate bodies, private individuals, and government to collectively bring out the best in them.
The dreams of Nigeria is buried in the heart of all the children. In them lies the greatness of this country. In them lies the economic growth of this country. In them lies the strategy of how to move Nigeria forward. I can never.
Also speaking, the All Progressive Grand Alliance Southeast Zonal Chairman, Chief Titus Anibogu, and the Agwata Council Area ABGA Chairman, Chief Obiora Ezechukwu, thanked Governor Willie Obiano for his remarkable achievements in the state and called on Anambra and Nigeria at large to make wise decisions during the forthcoming election.
Next year there will be a general election, and people must vote wisely because power has gone back to the people. So they should compare what is going on now and what will happen in the next 4 years.
March past by both nursery, primary, and secondary schools within Agwata Council area featured at the event. From Ekuloda Township Stadium in Agudo local government area. Valentine Umbra reporting for ABS News.
Away now from independence activities, about 5,000 people affected by the rampaging flood in Onitsha North, Ayamelum, Anambra East and West have received succor from the Archbishop of Onitsha, Most Reverend Valerian Okeke. We have details of that report.
Archbishop donated bags of rice to each of the 6 holding centers, comprising Bishop Crowther Primary School Onitsha, Father Joseph Memorial Secondary School Aguleri, Umwe Regional Hospital, Unity Primary School Anambra, Community Primary School Ebapo, and the Health Center Ifitogwari, and promised that he will pay school fees for children of the affected for 2 years, as well as cater for the salaries of all the teachers posted to the affected areas, just like he did in 2012. Archbishop Okeke, represented by the director, JDPC, Reverend Father Edwin Udoye, also informed the affected persons, especially those in Obaru Council area, that more largesse is on the way, as the church will not relent in its duties to ensure better life for the needy.
Bishop Umbra
Receiving the donation, the Transition Committee Chairman for Anambra West Local Government Council, Sir Sylvester Okafo, and his Onitsha North counterpart, Mr. Anambra, thanked the Archbishop for the gesture, noting that the church has never reneged in its support to government and the people. The persons staying at holding centers who were visibly elated for the gift thanked the Archbishop and the state government for taking good care of them at this difficult time.
The government in Anambra I never think I get your governor. How about that one? That's a very problem. I broke a military. I know you have an idea. I can I also cook a military. You know,
No fewer than 17 persons from our and the neighboring communities in our Umbra North local government area were over the weekend empowered by Chief Israel Ezue Foundation under its Youth Empowerment Program during this year's Otute Awanibo Festival of the Community. During the event, which took place at the compound of the traditional Prime Minister of the community, Chief Ezue, who is also the founder of the foundation, 6 persons smiled home with brand new shuttle bus each, 4 with Saharan bus each, 6 with tricycle each, and with 1 with tipper truck and 1 with a golf car. A correspondent, Emmanuel Okonkwo, was at the event and now reports.
Speaking at the event, the benefactor, Chief Ezue, said that the gesture was one of the means through which he supports and fights against unemployment amongst youths and contributes his quota to the growth and development of the community and society at large. He charged the beneficiaries, who are mostly youths, to utilize the opportunity given to them to become self-reliant instead of whiling away time waiting for non-existing white-collar job. Chief Ezue used the opportunity to call on the state government to come to their aid in the construction of the major road that links the community with other communities in the area and neighboring states, pledging their continuous loyalty to the present administration. Blessing the empowerment materials, the Auxiliary Bishop of Awka Catholic Diocese, Most Reverend Jonas Benson Okoye, commended the philanthropic disposition of Chief Ezue and urged other affluent individuals to emulate him by using their wealth to help the poor and needy in the society in order to receive God's blessings attached to act of giving.
To succeed in life, you must be diligent and hardworking. Success, other by chance. and they don't cut corners successful. Now, when they get any true in the area, now from Batarana, let me see where wall.
Some of the beneficiaries who previously earned a living through menial jobs, including Messrs. Ekene Ume, Alexander Guongu, Ruben Wajago, Vincent Wankwo, among others, thanked Chief Ezue for remembering them and prayed for God's protection and blessings on him as they affirmed that he has given them means of livelihood. In their separate interviews, the traditional ruler of Ofuma, Igwe Sylvester Uchiime, that of Nanka, Igwe Godwin Ezilo, and Igwe Mike Ofo Mberedogu of Enugu Oji River, Enugu State, described culture as people's identity and encouraged Ndibo to hold their culture in high esteem as they are divinely blessed with admirable and attractive cultural heritage. A friend to Chief Ezue's family, Mr. Abuchinwozo of the ABS, lauded the benefactor for such humanitarian service, which he observed will help in taking the youths off the streets. Others who spoke at the event, including the President General of the community, Professor Sunday Obikeze, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Community Liaison, Mr. Chukwuemeka Egwonwu, Parish Priest of St. Michael's Catholic Church, Awa, Reverend Father Lawrence Onwaso, Chiefs Ernest Okafo, Geoffrey Okeke, Donatus Nwafo, Innocent Ezue, Mrs. Caroline Iloha, among others, applauded Chief Ezue for positively transforming the lives of the people in the area through the scheme and called on Ndibo to always promote their culture and tradition irrespective of where they are residing. The event featured masquerade display, cultural dance, and cutting of the new yam by the traditional Prime Minister, Chief Ezue. From Awa in Olumba North local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Pray for God's blessings for such kind gesture. The member representing Anambra East constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Obinna Emenaka, has built an ultra-modern market stores for Ibariam community in Anambra East local government area. The 24 stores sited at Ibariam Market has been inaugurated for use by the people. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modlem was there and our reports.
While inaugurating the project, the Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Emeka Ezenwanne, commended Honorable Emeneka for executing such magnificent edifice that would enhance the socio-economic activities of the community. Mr. Ezenwanne called on the people to always identify with leaders who have their interests at heart in order to continue to enjoy dividends of democracy.
I call him a model politician, and every politician that wants to be successful is supposed to learn from this. It's supposed to be about service to the people. It's not supposed to be about selfish interest and stuff. So I'm very glad that we still have politicians that are doing the right thing.
Addressing the people, the benefactor, Honorable Emeneka, described the project as a response to the people's request, adding that his constituents will continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy from him as long as he represents them at the State House of Assembly. The lawmaker told the gathering that the 24 market stores is a continuation of what he did at Ibariam settlement, where he sunk a borehole for the community.
What we're also doing is in line with the policy of Governor Willie Obiano, who is committed to the development of Anambra State, especially the communities, because we believe that one person or the government must not do everything alone.
In his speech, the traditional ruler of Igbariam, Igwe Kelly Nzekwe, stated that the people of Anambra East constituency made the right choice in Chief Emeneka, evidenced by the lofty projects he has executed in the area. Igwe Nzekwe used the opportunity to openly support Chief Emeneka for another term in office. The President General, Igbariam Progressive Union, Chief Jude Ikechukwu, noted that Honorable Emeneka has left his footprints on the sands of time by constructing an ultra-modern stores for his people. Later, some of the market women sang songs of joy, expressing their gratitude to the lawmaker for his kind gesture. From Igbariam, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
The Federal High Court in Abuja has struck out a suit by the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, seeking to stop the Senate from inviting him for a legislative hearing. Delivering judgment in the suit, which Idris filed after 2 successive invitations by the Senate, Justice John Soho ruled that IG's excuse for not honoring the Senate's invitation was not tenable, ruling that the suit amounted to an abuse of court process. The judge said he agreed with the Senate and its president, Dr. Bukola Saraki, who were the 2 defendants, that the suit was only aimed at preventing the Senate from carrying out its legitimate and constitutional responsibility. Meanwhile, the judge also withdrew from the IG's second suit, in which he sought an order quashing the May 9, 2008 resolution of the Senate declaring him an enemy of democracy and unfit to hold any public office within and outside Nigeria. The judge sent the case file back to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Adamu Abdul Kafarati, for reassignment to another judge. The Senate had, in a letter dated April 25, 2018, invited the IG to appear before it in relation to the purported inhuman treatment of the Kogi West Senator Dino Melaye and the killings in many parts of the country, including Benue, Plateau, and Kwara states. The IGP on April 26 refused to appear before the Senate, but delegated the Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations and Commissioner of Police Kogi State to represent him at the Senate. But the Senate refused to grant an audience to the 2 representatives, insisting that the IG must personally appear for the legislative hearing. The upper legislative chamber then rescheduled the meeting for May 2 and again directed that the IGP must honor its invitation in person. But the IGP, through his lawyer, Dr. Alex Isinyo San, filed a suit on April 30, 2018, challenging the Senate's insistence on his personal appearance, which he argued was unnecessary because the issues for which he was invited were not personal. Now, business. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has compiled a list of all products manufactured locally and is set to present it to the federal government to serve as a guide for government procurement activities. The president, Mr. Amen Mansour, made this known during the 2018 annual general meeting of the association with the theme, Mainstreaming Industrial Policies to Catalyze Industrial Renaissance. In addition to the list of locally manufactured goods, the federal government will also be given a compendium of all the manufacturers in the country. Mansour applauded the Executive Order 003, which aims to increase the level of patronage of made-in-Nigeria goods by public procurement agencies, saying that the policy showed that the present administration was serious in building local productive capacity. The man president reiterated his commitment to strengthening the association's level of collaboration and interaction with the federal government to ensure full implementation of the policy and to boost local patronage of Made in Nigeria products. He said MAN would continue to engage all the ministries, departments, and agencies to showcase Made in Nigeria goods. Entertainment. The 2018 Nobel Prize in Physics has been awarded to Arthur Ashkin and the other half jointly to Gerard Moreau and Donna Strickland for their groundbreaking inventions in the field of laser physics. American physicist Ashkin was being awarded the Nobel Prize for optical tweezers and their application to biological systems, while French physicist Moreau and Canadian physicist Strickland have been awarded the prize for their method of generating high-intensity, ultra-short optical pulses. Strickland is the first woman in 55 years to be awarded the prize, while 96-year-old Ashkin becomes the oldest Nobel laureate. The Nobel laureates in physics are announced at the Royal Swedish Academy in Sciences in Stockholm, Sweden. Marie Curie was the first ever woman to win a Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903, recognized for her co-discovery of radiation, followed by Maria Goeppert Mayer in 1963 for discoveries about nuclear structure. The announcement comes one day after a senior scientist with CERN, the academic home to a number of Nobel Prize winners, was suspended for saying that physics was invented and built by men. Workers-starved Germany will ease immigration rules to attract foreign job seekers, including giving well-integrated irregular migrants an employment opportunity staying. In a deal reached after marathon talks deep into the night, Chancellor Angela Merkel's center-right CDU, the Bavarian Allies CSU, and the center-left SPD agreed on a new strategy to combat fast-aging Germany's worker shortage. According to migrants without residency permits who are awaiting decisions on their asylum applications or their deportation may get to stay if they are gainfully employed and can show they have joined the fabric of German society. Job seekers from outside the EU, including, for example, cooks, metallurgy workers, or IT technicians, can also come to Germany for 6 months to try and find employment, provided they speak German. Manpower from the bloc of around 500 million people would not suffice to keep the German economy ticking. The coalition noted immigration has become a serious issue in recent years over the record influx of mostly Muslim migrants, many fleeing war in Iraq or Syria. And now sports. World Football ruling body FIFA has formally welcomed the president of Nigeria Football Federation, Mr. Amajo Melvin Pinnick, back to the fold of its elite football family, following Pinnick's re-election as NFF President at the elective Congress in Katsina on 20th September. This is a tradition after every member of a FIFA committee is elected or re-elected into position in his country's FA or confederation. At a meeting of one of the FIFA's most influential panels in Zurich, Switzerland, the Nigerian received a special thumbs-up from FIFA President Gianni Infantino. The NFF board secured an overwhelming support from majority of members of the Nigerian Football Congress in Katsina for a fresh 4-year term. On Sunday, 30th September 2018, the NFF Supremo was formally inaugurated as first Vice President of the Confederation of African Football, taking his place beside CAF President Ahmad at the 12th CAF Extraordinary General Assembly in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. And that's just the news. Before we go, remember that you can follow us, the news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABSRadioTV. And the main point of the news once again, more stakeholders have been called for restructuring of Nigeria. Youths have been urged to participate actively in nation building. IGP Idris has lost suit seeking to stop Senate invitation. And from the foreign scene, we're brought to report that Germany has initiated measures to ease immigration laws to attract foreign job seekers. And that's the news for this morning. Thanks so much for your time. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Good morning, Anambra continues after now. Join us.